Gwyneth Paltrow wins her case. Jury rules optometrist was to blame for 2016 Utah ski crash, as gracious actress tells her deflated opponent, "I wish you well," moments after verdict. Gwyneth Paltrow has won the ski crash lawsuit brought by retired optometrist Terry Sanderson, who accused the actress and Goop founder of causing the 2016 collision he claimed left him with lasting brain damage. Jurors found that Sanderson, 76, was 100% to blame for the crash at the upmarket Utah ski resort 7 years ago. It took just 2 hours and 20 minutes for the jury to reach their verdict on Thursday. Ms. Paltrow, the 50-year-old founder of the luxury wellness brand Goop, is worth $200 million, owns $161 million, and won an Oscar for her role in Shakespeare in Love. Her adversary, Mr. Sanderson, 76, is a twice-divorced retired optometrist from Utah, whose net worth is unknown. Sanderson must hand Ms. Paltrow a symbolic $1 in damages, but must pay his and Gwyneth's legal costs, which could run into hundreds of thousands of dollars. Last night she looked nervous as the verdict was read out, and sat with her hands together on her desk. When the clerk of the court declared that Mr. Sanderson was to blame, she nodded in appreciation. As the judge thanked the jury, she nodded her head in appreciation at them again. As Paltrow left court, she walked over and touched Sanderson's shoulder and said, "I wish you well." He responded, "Thank you, dear." The decision comes after 8 days of live-streamed courtroom testimony that drew worldwide audiences and became a pop culture fixation. The actress smiled and waved at photographers as she made her way out of court, but refused to comment. Paltrow's attorney read a statement from the actress outside court. Stephen Owens, representing the actress, said, "We're pleased with the outcome and appreciate the judge and jury's consideration. Gwyneth has a history of standing up for what's right, and this situation is no different. She will continue to stand up for what's right." A statement was released by her representatives. "I felt that acquiescing to a false claim compromised my integrity," Paltrow said. "I am pleased with the outcome, and I appreciate all of the hard work of Judge Holmberg and the jury, and thank them for their thoughtfulness in handling this case." Meanwhile, a deflated Sanderson said he stands by his version of events. Despite losing the case, asked what he plans to do next, he joked, "Maybe Disneyland." Speaking outside court, Sanderson's lawyer Kristen Van Orman said she was not starstruck by Paltrow and added, "I've been a lawyer for 30 years, and juries never surprise me." Of Sanderson, she added, "He is suffering. He's a very nice man." The dismissal concludes 2 weeks of courtroom proceedings that hinged largely on reputation, rather than the monetary damages at stake in the case. Paltrow's attorneys described the complaint against her as utter BS, and painted the Goop founder CEO as uniquely vulnerable to unfair, frivolous lawsuits due to her celebrity. In his closing argument, Ms. Paltrow's lawyer Stephen Owens said that Ms. Paltrow had been pounded like a punching bag for the past 2 weeks during the trial. Mr. Owens said, "It's not a nice thing for someone to throw a press conference and say like King Kong, 'You knocked him out and walked away, skied away.' That's not what happened. He hit her, he hurt her, and he wants $3 million for it. That's not fair. The easy thing for my client would have been to write a check and be done with it. But what does that tell her kids? It's a cost of business. No, it's wrong that he hurt her and he wants money from her, and that's why we're here. It's not about the money. It's about ruining a very delicate time in a relationship where they're trying to get their kids together. That's what Terry Sanderson cost her." Paltrow took the witness stand during the trial to insist the collision wasn't her fault, and to describe how she was stunned when she felt a body pressing against me, and a very strange grunting noise. While that of 3, Sanderson says the actress skied into him while emitting what he described as the best hysterical scream you've ever heard. Paltrow says he crashed into her, causing her to lose half a day of skiing. Sanderson filed for damages in January 2019, initially seeking $3.1 million. The sum was reduced by a judge to $300,000 in compensation for the injuries he sustained. Paltrow then filed a countersuit asking for a symbolic $1 and for her legal expenses to be covered. Sanderson's lawyers attempted to portray their client as someone who was lively and active before the accident, but significantly altered after. He claims that she struck him in the back with such force that he was left with permanent traumatic brain injury, 4 broken ribs, pain, suffering, loss of enjoyment of life, emotional distress, and disfigurement. Sanderson told the court, "I just remember everything was great, and then I heard something I've never heard at a ski resort, and that was a blood-curdling scream. And then boom! It was like somebody was out of control and going to hit a tree. and was going to die. That's what I remembered until I was hit. I got hit in my back so hard right at my shoulder blades. And the fists and the poles were right there at the bottom of my shoulder blades. Serious smack, he added. Never been hit that hard. In his complaint, Sanderson argued that Paltrow got up, turned and skied away without summoning help, leaving him stunned, lying in the snow, seriously injured. Paltrow and her team said that their ski instructor was on the scene and assisted Sanderson. Paltrow's team argued that Sanderson's decline, though very sad, was not connected to the accident, and pointed to prior medical issues. They also emphasized that Sanderson's daughter Jenny said a relationship with her father was troubled for many years, and they repeatedly noted that Sanderson had emailed his daughters, saying, "I'm famous." Worldwide audiences followed the celebrity trial as if it were episodic television. Viewers scrutinized both Paltrow and Sanderson's motives, while attorneys directed questions to witnesses that often had less to do with the collision, and more to do with their clients' reputations. The trial took place in Park City, a resort town known for hosting the annual Sundance Film Festival, where early in her career, Paltrow would appear for the premieres of her movies, including 1998's Sliding Doors, at a time when she was known primarily as an actor, not a lifestyle influencer. Paltrow is also known for her roles in Shakespeare in Love and the Iron Man movies.